Thanks everyone for joining. Today we'll be discussing about profit and loss part 3, where these questions which we'll be solving are not random. These are the exact level asked by the top companies in the competitive exams. If you can solve this, you are already interview ready. So let's get started. A man gains 20% by selling an article for a certain price. If he sells at double the price, the percentage of profit will be. Suppose he said a man gains 20%. Profit equal to 20 percentage, which means 20 by 100. This will be your cost price, this will be your profit. From this statement, you can get selling price as cost price plus profit, which is 120. You got the selling price. If he sells at double the price, the profit will be. So suppose this is the selling price. He is saying this is SP1, this is selling price 2. He says if you double the price, that means you would sell it at 240 rupees. And the cost price is 100. You have selling price as 240. You know the percentage of profit, which is profit divided by cost price into 100 percentage. Okay. CP equal to 100, CP equal to 100, SP equal to 240, profit would be SP minus CP, that is 140. So 140 divided by 100 into 100 percentage, which is 140 percentage. We look into the 14th question. An article is sold for rupees 178 at a loss of 11%. What about selling price in order to gain 11%? So here he has given 11 percentage as loss. That means 11 by 100. 100 would be your cost price, 11 would be your loss. So the selling price would be 89. But he told that the article is sold for 178. That means 89 is equal to 178. So 89 2s are 178. That means cost price would become 100 into 2, which is 200. Okay, so you find out the cost price. But the second statement is, what about the selling price in order to gain 11%? Always profit will be on cost price. So profit 11 percentage, 11 by 100. So the selling price would be cost price plus profit equal to 111. This is the selling price. 100 equal to cost price, but in reality we got cost price as 200. Then if 100 becomes 200, 111 becomes what? It will become 222 will be your selling price. This is one way of doing it. If you want to do in the second method, you got cost price as 200 and profit is 11 percentage. So profit is 11 percentage of 200, which will be 22. You know cost price, you know profit. Find the selling price, which is 200 plus 22, which is 222 is your selling price. 15th question. A man sells his typewriter at a loss of 5%. If he sells it for 80 rupees more, he would make a profit of 5%. What is the cost price of the typewriter? Okay, so here the solution for the 15th problem, he sold at a loss of 5%, which means 5 by 100. 100 would be the cost price, this would be the loss, and selling price would be 95. This is the first equation. But when he sells 80 rupees more, he would make a 5% profit. 5% profit means on 100, 5% profit would be 5. 100 plus 5 would be 105. The selling price 2 would be 105. Okay, so cost price is 100, profit equal to 5%. That means when cost price is 100, profit is 5. So the selling price would be 105, which I wrote it here. So he told he would make a profit of 5%, but he will sell for 80%, 8 rupees more. So the difference between it is 8 rupees. 95 to 105, the difference is only 10. When 10 becomes 80, what will be the cost price? Cost price is 100. 100 will become what? 10 into x equal to 80 into 100. 10 ones are 10 tens are. 80 into 10 would be 800 rupees. The cost price of the typewriter would be 800 rupees. Businessman sells a commodity at a profit of 10%. If he had bought it at 10% less cost and sold it for rupees 2 less, he would have gained 16 by 3 percentage. What is the cost price of the commodity? So here we need to find the cost price of the commodity. See, whenever we are doing profit and loss or percentages, we are using one single formula and solving every problem, because whenever we are writing any exam, right, we will forget the shortcut keys. So that is why I'm teaching you only the single way to solve every problem. Okay, let's get started. So a businessman sells a commodity at a profit of 10%. When profit is 10%, it would be 10 by 100. 100 would be the cost price. Profit would be 10. So the selling price would be 110. Okay. So what is the second statement? If he had bought it at 10% less cost. So cost price is 100. If we get it for 10% less cost, 10% of 100 would be 10. If you subtract 100 minus 10, it would be 90. This will be your cost price 2. This will be your cost price 1. So what is the statement he told? If he bought it at 10% less cost and sold it for 2 rupees less, that means the second selling price to the first selling price, he will get it at 2 rupees less. Okay, but he would also gain 16 by 3 percentage. That means 16 by 3 percentage when he is buying it 10% less, he is selling. Okay, so 16 by 3 percentage would be 1 by 7. If you convert it into a fraction, this would be your cost price, this would be your profit. So the selling price would be 7. But you already know the cost price. When 6 becomes 90, what will be 7? Which is x. 6 ones are 6 15s are. So x equal to 15 into 7, which is 105. So the selling price would be 105. When the difference between the selling price 1 and 2 is 5 rupees, but in reality he told it is 2 rupees. That means 5 will become 2. You just need to find the cost price of the commodity. Cost price of the commodity is 100. 100 will become x. So you need to do the cross multiplication. 5 into x equal to 2 into 100. 5 ones are 5 20s are. So x would become 40 rupees. The cost price of the commodity is 40 rupees. Fifth question. A man purchased a bedsheet of rupees 450 and sold it at a gain of 10% calculated on the selling price. What is the selling price of the bedsheet? Normally, always profit and loss are always calculated on cost price. But here he gave it is calculated on the selling price. So we need to take that statement into consideration. Okay, so man purchased a bedsheet for rupees. Purchased means the cost price is 450 and sold it at a gain of 10%. So profit equal to 10%, 10 by 100, which is set it on the selling price. That means this will be your selling price, this will be your profit. So what is the selling price formula? Cost price plus profit. But you don't know the cost price. You know selling price and profit. So cost price would be selling price minus profit would be your cost price. 100 minus 10 would be 90. So the cost price would be 90. Okay, but he told a man purchased a bedsheet for rupees 450. That means 90 rupees cost price is equal to 450. That means it is 5 times. We just need to find the selling price. Selling price is 100. So you just need to multiply with 5. 100 into 5 will be 500. This will be your selling price. Or else when 90 becomes 450, 100 question mark. Okay, 91s are 25s are. X equal to 5 into 100, which is 500 will be your selling price. 13 more by selling an article at a profit of 12.5%, then by selling at a loss of 12.5%. What is the cost price of the article? Okay, so we'll find out what is the cost price of the article. So the statement here is profit is 12.5%. Convert that into fraction, which will be 1 by 8. This will be your cost price, this will be your profit. So the selling price is 9. This is the first equation. Second scenario, it is loss. Loss is 12.5%. That is 1 by 8. This will become your CP, this will become your loss. So SP will become 7. So in the first selling price, it is 9. In the second selling price, it is 7. The difference between 2 is 2. But in the question, he said he is getting 13 rupees. When 2 equal to 13, you need to find out the cost price. Cost price is 8. 8 will become X. Cross multiply. 2 into X equal to 13 into 8. That means 2 ones are 2 fours are 13 fours are 52. This will be your cost price of the article. So the percentage of loss when an article is sold for rupees 50 is same as the percentage of profit when it is sold for rupees 70. the percentage of profit or loss on the article is. Okay, so the percentage loss is equal to percentage profit. Okay, so whatever is the loss percentage is the same as profit percentage. If suppose loss is 10 percentage, profit would be also 10 percentage. That is what he meant. But he also gave you selling price as 50 and 70. Okay, so what is the formula of percentage loss? Equal to loss divided by cost price into 100 equal to profit by cost price into 100. Okay, so this cost price 100 gets cancelled. What is loss? Loss means sell cost price minus selling price, but selling price is given as 50, so 50 will take it here. And what is profit? Profit equal to SP minus CP. SP is given as 70, so we'll substitute the value of 70 here. So CP minus CP equal to 2, CP equal to 120, cost price equal to 60. So in loss cost price equal to 60, selling price equal to 50. In profit, cost price equal to 60, selling price equal to 70. So cost price, selling price is there. You can find out the loss. Loss percentage would be loss by, what is the loss? 10 divided by cost price 60 into 100 percentage. That means 10 by 60 is 1 by 6. 1 by 6 is 16, 2 by 3 percentage loss. In the second scenario, cost price is 60, selling price is 70, so profit would be 10. Profit percentage would be 10 by cost price into 100 percentage. So 10 by 60 is 1 by 6, 1 by 6 equal to 16, 2 by 3 percentage. When the loss is 16, 2 by 3 percentage and the profit is 16, 2 by 3 percentage, the selling prices of the first scenario and the second scenario will be different. The loss percentage is 16, 2 by 3 and the profit percentage is 16, 2 by 3. The profit or loss for the article is 16, 2 by 3 percentage. So manufacturer sells an item to a wholesale dealer at a profit of 18%. The wholesaler sells the item to a retailer at a profit of 20%. The retailer then sells it to a customer for rupees 15,045, making a profit of 25%. What is the cost price of the manufacturer? So in the first problem, when we looked into profit and loss, we did this basic problem: manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer to consumer. So manufacturer is the one who manufactures the product and sells it to wholesaler. Wholesaler then sells it to multiple retailers, and every retailer will sell it to multiple customers. So that is how the chain happens, and everybody will take a percentage cut when they're shifting their product from manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer to consumer. Okay, we will solve this method in this similar way we are solving all the problems. So first we need to find out the cost price of the manufacturer, right? So the manufacturer is X, and what is said, the manufacturer sells an item to a wholesale dealer at a profit of 118%. So manufacturer price into 118% is the amount that he is selling to wholesaler. So whatever is the price of the wholesaler sells the item to a retailer at a profit of 20%. Whatever is the price of the wholesaler, he sells by making a 20% profit. So this is the retailer price, and retailer then sells a product at 25% and sells it for 15,450. So we just need to equate this particular equation, and we will be getting the value of X, and X will be the cost price of the manufacturer. First question: an item consisting, we'll start with the 21st question. An item costing rupees 200 is sold at a loss of 10%. If the selling price is further decreased by 5%, what will be the selling price? Okay, so in the first statement he told item costing rupees 200, so that he has given the cost price as 200, and he told it was at a loss of 10%. Loss equal to 10%, which means 10 by 100. 100 would be the cost price, 10 would be the loss, so selling price would be 90. Okay, but when we say 100 is cost price, but in reality it is given as 200. So 100 is equal to 200, then what is the price of the selling price? 90 will be X. You do the cross multiplication, X equal to 180. So this is the selling price. In the second statement, he said if the selling price further decreased by 5%, so it decreased by 5%. 5% of 180 equal to 0, 5 twos, 5 ones, 2 ones are 2 nines are. So 5% of 180 is 9. So the final selling price is 180 minus 9, which is equal to 171 rupees. This is your final answer. So So we'll start with the 22nd question. The prices of the refrigerator and the television set are in the ratio 5:3. If the refrigerator cost 5,500 more than the television set, what is the price of the refrigerator? Okay, so he has given the prices and the prices are in the ratio of 5:3. So refrigerator is to television are in the ratio of 5:3. Okay, and he told the refrigerator cost 5,500 more. So if you take that as 5x and 3x, because they're in the 5:3 ratio, the difference between them is 2x. He's saying 2x equal to 5,500. So x equal to 2750. And what is the price of the refrigerator? Refrigerator is 5x. 5 into 2750 will be your answer. We'll see the 23rd question. A man sells car to his friend at a loss of 10%. The friend then sells the car for rupees 54,000 and makes a profit of 20%. What was the original price of the car? Okay, for example, if you see, first a man is there. A man sold a car to his friend, and that friend sold the car to another person. Okay, some person, and he made a 20% in this transaction. From here to here, it made a transaction of 10% loss. Okay, so we'll take the loss percentage, which is 10%. Okay, we will write it here. It looks nice. Loss equal to 10%. That means 10 by 100. This is the cost price. This is loss. This is selling price. 90. Okay, first, originally the price was 100. In the transaction, he made a loss of 100 rupees and sold the car to 90 rupees to his friend. Okay, and then what he did, he made a 20% profit. 20% profit. 20 percentage of 90 is 18. So in this transaction, he made 18 rupees and he sold it to 108. Okay, so the value is 108. So by the statement, the friend then sells the car for rupees 54,000. He's saying he sold for 54,000. We need to find the original price of the car. Original price of the car is 100. Okay, so 108 into 5 into 500 is 54,000 into 500 is 50,000. 50,000 is the original price of the car. Here is the 24th question. Simran purchased a bicycle for rupees 6,810 rupees. She paid a VAT of 13.5% on it. What was the list price of the bicycle? Okay, so here in this kind of a problem, you need to understand. Suppose you went to a gold shop. Okay, you went to a gold shop and purchased 1 gram of gold, which is worth of 10,000 rupees. Okay, and this is the cost price of the gold, but you need to pay a GST of 3%, which is 300 rupees. So 10,300 is the amount that you need to purchase to get a 1 gram of gold. Okay, similarly, Simran purchased a bicycle. So the purchasing done by the Simran is at 6,110 rupees. So if X is the list price, you need to pay X into 13.5% of VAT to get it at 6810. Okay, so if 100% rupees is the cost of the cycle, he need to pay 13.5 rupees as a tax. So X into 1 if you convert it into percentage, it would be 100%. So X into 100 plus 13.5 is 113.5 percentage equal to 6810. 113.5 divided by 10 into 100 equal to 6810. 1s are 6s are. Okay, so X equal to 10 into 100 is 1000, 6 into 1000 is 6,000 rupees. So the list price of the cycle is 6,000 rupees.